Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. Just thought I'd give you a quick update on the 00 shelf layout that I'm working on at the moment. And as you can see, we've now got some track laid. So I've laid it straight onto the bit of marine ply, which is actually sort of shower wall panel that we sell at work. So it's marine ply with a Formica laminate. But it just happened to be exactly the right size and is nice and sort of rigid. And because I'm a bit restricted for height, I didn't really want to build a conventional baseboard. So I've put some little pads underneath it to give me a little bit of a void that you can see there, which I can run some wiring in. So as you can see, we've got the incline at the back, which is going to be for my coaling stage. So having done a little bit of research, apparently the correct incline should be about 1 in 35. Due to the fact that I've only got 4 foot 1200mm overall length, this is actually about 1 in 25. But it does work, and I think it kind of looks okay. And there's a curve on that as well. Let me see if I can swing the camera around and you can see. Hopefully you can see there from that angle exactly what it's doing. I've liberated another one of my my dad's old locos. So I've got this little, I think it's a J52 or something, and a couple of wagons ready to service the coal stage. And as you can see, all 3 tracks now converge. So I've still got to work out what I'm going to do with this bit here. So the coal stage will go on the top here, and I'm having to change the brackets for the shelf above to give me a little bit more height. So I'm going to change those for those, which gives me enough height then to get the coaling stage on. And I think at the back I'll have a further embankment running along the back here, which will then sort of carry on and join up to whatever I use here as my scenic break, whether it be a tunnel mouth or what, not sure yet. But that's where we're at. So yeah, happy with the progress so far, and I've used a foam board to make the incline, which was nice and straightforward. And I actually let the track curve itself to describe that incline. That naturally fell in that position. So I literally just ran with that because it looked okay. So there we go. So a couple of other bits and pieces have arrived. I showed you the box from Budget Model Railways before. So the innards have now arrived. This is off Amazon. I'll take the top off. You can see that that's, I think it's called a pulse width modulating controller. So it's ideal apparently to run at slow speed. Frustratingly, the power supply still hasn't arrived, so I can't really get on with that. But it's a good bit of kit. There's an excellent tutorial on Budget Model Railways channel where Doug takes you through the build process of one of these controllers. So it's a very good way of doing a low cost controller. So once the power supplies arrive, that's ready to go. The other thing, as I've mentioned before, I'm not very knowledgeable on railway operations. So I picked this book up, which seems to be very interesting, and there's some ideas there as to how I can model this sort of depot, I suppose, is what it's going to turn out to be. And one of the items in the book is the chap builds the Scale Scenes coaling stage, which ironically I'd already downloaded. So that is that's this thing. Now I'm not intending to use the Scale Scene one per se, because I'm not particularly keen on building in card. I've done that once before on my timeshift layout and vowed never again, because I just find it not as forgiving as building in plastic, which I'm more used to. But nevertheless, I did download the Scale Scenes, all ramp of pages of bits and pieces, but it will give me some quite useful templates to work from to actually build the same sort of thing in plastic, but I can just sort of tweak the tweak the sizes to suit my layout. If you're not familiar with Scale Scenes, it's a home printable building which you then glue onto card yourself and then cut out and build. So it's quite labour intensive but nicely printed. But I think I should just be using this for templating purposes. Just one last little thing. When I laid the track onto the melamine, obviously it won't take track pins. So what I tend to do is I actually glue my track down with super glue. And what I find really excellent are these applicators. So that means that you don't have to keep putting the lid back on. I just leave it like this all the time and it's always ready to use. But it does mean that you can accurately place the glue around the sleepers. So with FlexiTrack I tend to do a bit by bit. So I'll glue a bit, bend it, glue a bit, bend it, and then go like that, and that works quite successfully. Not necessarily the correct way of doing things, but it works for me. So there we go, that's how far we got at the moment. Just waiting for the shuttle units to arrive, which have now been ordered. So when I get some electrics working, I'll post you the next update. So thanks again for watching. Remember, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you next time. Cheers folks, bye.